Hi Taurus, I'm Chris. Welcome to your November reading. Now Taurus. There's like a shift in this energy, right? I keep seeing Temperance at the bottom of the deck as I shuffle. Balance, stillness, being kind of ready to move forward. This month we have a lot going on astrologically. We have Venus retrograding into Libra, your ruling planet in your sister sign, Libra. We have a Mercury retrograde happening, and the most exciting thing to me, we also have Uranus going back into Aries, but Jupiter is entering Sagittarius. Now with this energy for you guys, right, your ruling planet in the sign of Libra, all about beauty, wealth, comfort, art, creativity. With Jupiter entering Sagittarius, it's like a real powerhouse time for creative endeavors, for expansions, for really being powerful and bringing, for Taurus, like a new level of beauty to your life. And we're not just talking aesthetics, right? We are also talking the feeling, like with Taurus is so sensual, right? The feeling of beauty, like how comfortable and spacious your space feels, right? The smells in your room, the candles, right? Things like that. It's like the sensory beauty. Also like a sort of emotional reinvigoration, I think, right? First card up, Hierophant. So we're gonna kind of just see where things are going, starting off the month, and then trying to get the lighting right, cool. And then see what takes us through November, Taurus. But first cut out, we have the Hierophant. Whenever a card comes out that represents the sign I'm reading for, especially when it's starting off the reading like this is sort of like an initiatory energy that is bringing us into this month, right? So what this is saying to me is that y'all are coming into November feeling strong as fuck, empowered, ready for what's next too, right? Ready for next level shit. Ready to get elevated, right? Ready to kind of take all the experiences you've been through and just kind of level up. Trying to fix the lighting. To level up, Taurus. Because what? What's been happening? With the Hierophant coming out like that, it almost suggests to me, I don't want to quite say isolation, but a sort of internal process has been happening. A sort of seeking of self, let's say. Who you are, what you do in life, who you are to others, right? The Hierophant is a card that is very emphasized in its relationship dynamics, right? He's a leader of spirituality, right? He is a teacher. He is a guide. A lot of who he is stems from the station in life that he takes with regards to others, right? And it's almost like there's a sort of like spiritual awakening. Leveling up much? Three of Wands. Really looking towards the future. Really being ready for what comes next. The next chapter, right? This is Taurus like plowing ahead. This is all the patience that you guys have had with regards to something, right? With regards to, I think for some of you, there's a sort of healing that had to be done for a long time. Patience when it comes to being sure about what it is that you want before you actually go for it. Whether that's a person, whether that's a certain career path, right? Or just like a more, a decision. Now it's like we're making moves, Taurus. Now I think I was meditating on you guys before I started this and I felt this, and now this is kind of validating this to me. Like Taurus knows what they want. And now has like the energy, has like the strength to actually pursue it. The Hierophant in this deck is standing in front of this like gateway. He's the protector of other realms, right? The gatekeeper. And to me, for you guys, this is telling me that like you are you're your own gatekeeper. And now you're maybe recognizing that you're ready to let yourself through to the next level. There's things that you were holding yourself back from, right? We've talked before about Taurus holding themselves back from love, right? We've talked about Taurus being so set on what they wanted to do career-wise that they're not like evolving in certain ways in the past few months readings. And now it's like there's this wisdom and understanding. And now Taurus is kind of letting themselves have what they want, because the Three of Wands is fire, right? And then in this card you have the open air and the ocean, right? It's energy. It's all this energy, this creativity, whether artistic or just like ready to make things happen. This sort of gusto for life. Venus retrograde has been doing a lot for us, right? Getting us in touch with the things that are meaningful to us, the things that makes us feel powerful. Now with Venus retrograde in Libra, it's making us think about the relationships that make us powerful and the relationships that take away from us. My sense is that, like, especially towards the end of the month when Venus goes direct, Taurus is going to be ready to have a sort of reinvigoration of love in your life, of passion, maybe even possibly romance, of your dreams. Because I think this is what you guys actually want. Love, passion, right? And you might have been neglecting it. Look at the shift, right? The Hierophant is a lot of things, but in a way it's kind of, not to say this about Taurus, but when you compare it to the star, there's something about this energy that is very heavy, grounded, you know, maybe even sort of lacking in imagination in certain ways, compared to this card, right? Which is all about imagination, which is all about like the spirit of life as opposed to like the rigors of life. So a reinvigoration of Taurus in November. When you're at the star level, that's what I was talking about with the clarity of knowing what you want and who you want to be and what you aspire to. The star is our greatest aspirations. The star is ready for you to like be center stage of your own life, to take control, to manifest is what I feel here, right? Manifest all the things that you love and all the things that maybe you thought you weren't gonna have or capable of having. Especially, I think, when it comes to your business and your career and your creativity, King of Wands. Now that energy that the Three of Wands brings into Taurus's life, right? Stirred up by the emotions and the dreams and the ideologies. Now, look at the way he's laser focused on that star. Talk about knowing what you want. The King of Wands, very traditionally, one of its meanings is someone who's very focused. It's extreme focus. It's an extreme bringing of will into like manifestation and reality. This is a month for you guys of things starting to really move. Directions becoming clearer. Who you're becoming clearer, right? Almost like an uncharacteristic quality of Taurus being ready to release what has been. Maybe with Uranus going into Aries, right? That planet has been in your sign, right? Shaking things up. And now as it goes back into Aries, it's going to really provide this like oomph, this sort of rebellious spirit, this sort of like King of Wands chutzpah to make shit happen. So Taurus, if you've been feeling a little out of sorts, if you've been feeling maybe even a little down on yourself, right? Because things aren't happening the way you want, you're maybe a little scattered with your energy, you're not feeling the warmth and comfort and love that fuel you. This month you start to feel it, and I think it actually even starts in yourself. Of course it like extends to your relationships, but it's the relationship with yourself that's been healing and changing. Now we have the Seven of Wands. Do you see what I'm talking about with all this energy? Being really ready to fight for what you want. And this isn't just fighting with other people. I think it's a sort of release of your own hang-ups, right? I think it's sort of a release of preconceived ideas of what should be. And there's almost with the Seven of Wands, this effortless flow of energy, right? It's almost like getting out of your own way. Which is not a typical interpretation of that card. It usually means like fighting and energy and, overcoming obstacles. But for me here, it feels like you're almost like overcoming the obstacle that's been yourself. The obstacle that's been yourself. Nine of Swords. The worry, the anxiety, the haunting thoughts, the what ifs. What if I let go of this person I was in love with and they turn out to be the love of my life, my soulmate, and I lost it? What if this job is the best thing for me and taking a chance on the thing I really want to do is just going to propel me into abject poverty? Or at least like feeling kind of scrubby. All these concerns. You see what I mean about getting out of your own way? Now we can see this as fighting, right? But what are we fighting? Like I said, your own thoughts. Your own ideas, the things in your own head that have been like so burdensome. Have you felt like your thoughts, Taurus, have been a little heavy, a little burdensome, like almost wanting to get out of your own head? Maybe driving yourself crazy in your own head? Maybe, a little escapism, or just like not really just doing the right thing sometimes? Because like there's just this part of you that wants to like lash out and rebel a little bit. But like the lesson here is that you've been rebelling against yourself. You're your own master, Taurus. There's no one you've been fighting but you. But now that's the war that's being won. And not necessarily even just the war that's being won. It's almost like there's a resignation of that battle, right? It's futility, it's pain, it's wasting of energy. Because now, like, there's all this great big energy beckoning towards you. Psst. Don't do that. Cat. Clawing at the door. I just saw Strength on the bottom of the deck. Queen of Cups reversed. Excuse me. And what has this worry been doing to you? Making you, maybe in certain ways, ignore the calling of your own heart? Making you, like, maybe in certain ways put your emotional state and well-being aside? Almost like a denial of feelings, a denial of emotions, right? Being so invested in like the practical coming up of your life, right? The little accomplishments you've been making. That maybe there's been a denial of love for yourself, love of yourself, and love for yourself, and even just love of, we always think about love so narrow-mindedly as romantic relationships, but one of my meditation gurus always says this, to think about love in the way we use it just all the time, right? I love this restaurant. I love my friend. I love this art that I do. That's the kind of love I'm talking about here. If you're open to romantic love and you're looking for it, or if you're at the very least need a little like spark, a kick in the ass of your love life, that's the thing that turns you upright. That's the thing, even though you're kind of winning this battle with yourself and now are focused on new things and chasing your dreams and... Get out. Sorry, do you guys have cats? They're sometimes adorable, sometimes really annoying, right? Like, she just wants to get out because the door is closed. Give it 5 minutes, she's gonna be clawing to get back in. For no reason. Anyway, but this is how you turn around. This is how you turn around the Queen of Cups, right? Nourishing love. This is how you overcome the Nine of Swords. Filling your life with beauty. Filling your life with the things that make you feel passionate, make you feel excited, right? Because we have so many wands here. Positively aspected, right? There's fire for you guys this month. There's energy. There's like passion and desire. And then the King of Swords. Do you see how almost there's this transition from this place of heaviness of the mind that's putting you maybe in an emotional tailspin here, and now like control of the mind, clarity, a sort of gentleness, something you don't really associate with the King of Swords. Usually he's very associated with being like ruthless and mean and like tough and like brutish. But there's also an element here, especially you can see in this card, that's about being gentle. He fights the wars, but he fights the wars to gain peace. You know what I mean? He can be harsh, he can be tough, but it's because he knows how good peace will be. So if you have to be a little tough sometimes, right? That's okay. If you have to make some really hard decisions. This might mean, Taurus, this month, making some really tough decisions. Again, especially with Venus retrograde in Libra. Really digging deep into your relationships, cutting loose what no longer fits you, what no longer suits you. But more than anything, I think it represents this sort of intellectualism, this sort of understanding of what it is that you need, this understanding of what is best for you right now. We're not like mired down in this like quicksand pit of like, stubbornness or feelings. Now it's about making smart choices. Now some of you, because we're talking about relationships so much, I will go into the court cards as like other people. Because there's a lot of other people showing up. So far we have the King of Wands, Queen of Cups in reverse, the King of Swords, and the Queen of Pentacles. All four elements, actually. Kings and Queens as well. I'm gonna really like dig into this. You know, sometimes when you like, when you're arguing with somebody and then you get like the best comeback like 10 minutes later. That's how I get sometimes with these readings, where it's like, oh, I just like could just go back and like add this other thing that just came to me about what this meant when it came up and I didn't recognize it at the moment. I'm thinking that about like the way these court cards are showing up. But I think more than anything right now, we can talk about other people, right? And if I was a reader saying, oh, well, it could be an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius that you're dealing with, or Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, or a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, or a Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, like that would sound dumb right now. But what this is, guys, is balance. And do you see the one part of yourself that is not balanced? I've been really lately more so looking at the court cards as parts of you. I know that you think about it as other people, but in my readings, the way it's been coming up a lot, they represent different parts of you. And you're balanced and strong in all these other ways. These are mature energies, right? These are mature energies. Except the emotional world. And this is what needs attention this month. Because you've been through too much. You've been through too much healing and development to not be feeling good right now. Like, this is like a call to Taurus to like nourish your emotions. And then I love that we end up here with the Queen of Pentacles, because to me, she's just such this sensual, emotional, nurturing, like court card of the earth element. This is the mother in the household almost, right? Very domestic and caring of the family and beauty. Aesthetics, home, family, love. But like grounded and secure. So I think by the end of the month, Taurus, again, like when this switches around, Venus, this is like a very Venusian card to me. Like, it's so beautiful, it's so soft, it's so strong, but like delicate and vulnerable. Now there might be some I think especially because these two came together, I will toss it out there, that there might be some potential here with an air sign person. That one I will specifically say, maybe I'm being biased because I dated a Taurus and I was thinking about him recently. But the way I'm looking at these, the way they fell together is like right next to each other like this. It feels like a potential coupling. And what also I'm feeling is like there might have been some division between you guys. You see the way they're looking away from each other? But to me, they just feel still so intimately connected. So Taurus, you might be dealing this month with an air sign person who you like maybe have a connection with, but have some like fundamental thing that isn't working between you guys. Or maybe hadn't worked between you guys. Let's see what we get. Let's see what we finish up here, right? Because this energy is almost like very compatible. It's very strong. And then furthermore, if this is resonating with you guys, look at what he's pointing at. Look at where like his energy and will is channeled towards. So even if this isn't an air sign person, if this is somebody who strikes you as someone who is has a commanding presence, maybe is smart, is caring, it can be very gentle, right? But also like has that air sign quality of being cold when necessary. Ooh, I stopped talking to that Taurus. Cold? Shit, Chris. But like, let's be real. It's if this is like if I'm looking at that relationship, that like this is where he was at. You know? Anyway, back to you guys. All right, let's just pull one more card to see where we're ending up the month with. More people. And again, another queen. This is all maturity. Remember how I started? I'm going to show this to you guys. I haven't been like pointing the cards down very much, but I think that you need to see like this spread because it's incredible. in terms of like the people. Do you see this whole bottom row basically right here are court cards? And what do we end up with, Taurus? The Queen of Wands. What did I start off saying? Passion? Sexuality? Creativity? That's everything this card stands for, and that's where Taurus is ending up in November. Feeling like fully realized, feeling powerful, invigorated. The whole time I've been talking about invigoration of Taurus. Self-possessed. Warm. Look at like this beautiful, like loving, creative, comforting energy of these two cards together. This is like one of those relationships where like the sex is real good and you guys have a lot of fun, but then you also like have a really cute house and you have dinner together at home, like cute little romantic dinners, and you know, help build each other up in your careers, right? That's like the fusion of this energy here. Bottom of the deck, we have the dark moon. What's fueling all this, Taurus? Feeling a sense of being without. This is what I was talking about with the Hierophant, where there's this internal healing, kind of. This moment of not isolation, like literally, but just like this inward introspection is the word. Right? This is where you've been, and this is what's making all this happen now. Now, Taurus, if this is a great time, especially, the way I will look at all these court cards is that, like, a great time to connect with family and friends. Great time if you're looking to date, right? Or to just, like, establish bonds. I'm not saying you have to, like, go out and date a million people, but there is an emphasis here on connection. And this is something that came up in the Capricorn, so I guess I'll do the Virgo next, and I'll see if this is an earth sign thing that's happening right now. This sense of connectivity between people. Supercharged. Safe, secure, comfort. At peace with yourself. You hear her scratching at the door. What did I tell you? I think it was like 10 minutes, but I'm going to ignore her because we're wrapping up the reading. I'm just going to pull one of these rune cards to see like where we wrap up the month, like what you can do with this energy going forward, right? Need was. This is the rune of need. And what is this about? This is about self-care. This is about knowing what you need, and what this card is about, like, this rune is about, like, the dark night of the soul, right? It's so when I mean need and what you need to take care of yourself and nurture yourself, it's a real strong sense of comfort. Like, do you see the way these little gnomes are around this fire, the need fire? That's where it comes from, right? The need fire. It's about comfort in darkness. It's about warmth. It's about giving yourself nourishment. And here, I think you guys have the material world part of it down pat, right? But now, like, companionship, like real companionship. You might have friends, you might have lovers, you might even be in a committed relationship, but there's a sense here of true partnership, of that person who makes, you know, the hard times better. And it starts in you, right? And doing that for yourself and being your own source of self-love and comfort. And not getting lost, Taurus, in the darkness, right? But looking for the light and being the one that creates the light for yourself. All right, guys. So beautiful reading. In the description below, you can check out my links for private readings if you're interested. I have a link for my PayPal. I've been really appreciating people have been sending me donations. So if this channel like does something for you, if you enjoy your readings, every little bit helps to contribute to keep this going, and I really appreciate it and love you a long time. Instagram is in the description as well as the cards I'm using here today. Taurus, November. Big push forward, big elevation, big resurgence. This is like almost in a way a comeback. Right? It's like you might have been 2007 Brittany, shaving your head, bashing in windows. But now you're like comeback Brittany, right? What year was that? I don't remember the year. I think it was 2008, I want to say, when Blackout came out. Anyway, now you're comeback Brittany. I should make that the title of this video. People would just like probably unsubscribe. Alright guys, I love you so much. I'll be talking to you again soon. I'm so happy I got to read with you guys this month. And you take care of yourself. Enjoy the love fest and create the love fest and just live your life to the fullest. Immerse yourself in love and warmth and people who care about you and love you, because we know that lots of people want to be there to support you, and you can take plenty good care of yourself, but want to take care of you too, right, Taurus? All right, my little bulls, I love you very much. I'll talk to you in December. All right, have a good night. Love you. Bye bye.